We have a fun session today. We're going to come into a couple of fun things, a little bird of paradise, a little firefly, some fun things. So let's start with the legs in a cross-leg position and then bring your feet all the way in. Let's just pull up into butterfly, stretching up through the spine. So it's been fun to see people and where they're coming from, where they're watching from. And the latest are in Czech Republic and Alaska and New Jersey, Vermont. Lots of fun places. Let's tilt back, grab a hold of both of your toes, and let's just stretch out the legs. Pull up through the spine. So if you don't pull up through the spine, you're just going to roll backwards. So we want you to kind of be upright like this. Stretching out the legs, we're going to want, as per pretty much usual, we're going to want to have our hamstrings pretty well stretched out today. So let's bring the legs out in front, and let's inhale, come all the way up. Exhale all the way forward. And again, inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale forward. And one more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale forward. Big stretch. And let's come up and let's bring it lengthwise on your mat. So hands and knees, all fours, around the back, all the way up. Exhale out and arch the back the other way, coming into cow. Come back to neutral and let's tuck the toes and come right back into downward facing dog. Push the hips way back. Great big stretch. Big stretch for the hamstrings. Let's walk the dog, then one knee, and then stretch it out, other knee. Push the hips back and then come forward into plank. Lower arm down to chaturanga, up into up dog. And flip the toes, come back into down dog. One more time, come forward into plank, lower down, sweep it up. And flip the toes back into down dog. We're also going to do some things to start to build up our arms a little bit today. So let's, from here, raise your right leg up. Let the leg flap over, knees pointing up to the ceiling, to the sky, and then continue to flip. Reach down, pull the hips up, arch the back, reach the arm towards the front. Great big stretch. And let's flip back, and right leg is still up. Bring the right knee forward, bring the knee to your nose, and send it back. And bring the knee forward again. This time bring the knee over to your left tricep. Extend the leg off the mat to your left. Let's bring it down into a push-up. Let's do two more. Up. And up. Let's release your left arm. Bring it up into the fallen star pose. Another great big chest opener. Let's bring your hand down to the mat. Take that right leg, bring it up and out. And bring the knee forward, place the foot in between your hands. And we're going to drop the left knee, flip the left foot, sweep the arms up, let the hips fall forward. And bring the hands down to the mat. Now if you have a prop, like a block or a blanket, towel works fine. You can take it if you want, bring it back. So as we push back, you can have the blanket or towel or Phoenix blocks or block, whatever you're using, underneath your right hip. Walk the hands forward. Bring your nose to your knee. Big stretch. And let's pull up. Lift up the hips. Walk the hands forward. Tuck the left toe. Lift the left knee off the ground. Send your right foot back into downward facing dog. And let's come forward into plank. Lower down to chaturanga, up into up dog. Flip the toes, back into down dog. And let's raise the left leg up. This leg flops over. And again, let the foot come all the way down. Push the hips up. Great big arch to the back. Big chest. flop back, left leg up. Bring the left knee to your nose, extend it back, and bring the knee over to your right tricep. Extend the leg off the mat to your right. Let's bring it down into 3 push-ups. And 1, 2, and 3. Release the right arm back into the Fallen Star pose. Oh, lots of great big stretches today. Let's release, bring the hand down to the mat, take the left leg, bring it up and out. One more time, bring your knee forward, place the foot in between your hands, drop the right knee, flip the right foot, and we're going to sweep the arms up, let the hips fall forward. So you should be feeling some really nice stretches here in your whole groin area, just kind of stretching out that hip flexors. And bring the hands down to the mat. Straighten out your left leg. Bring your nose to your left kneecap. And again, maybe walk all the way back. Option to move your blanket if you want. Come back. Slide the hands forward. Bring your nose to your left knee. Big hamstring stretch. Let's release, pull up. So if you have a blanket, just go ahead and bring that, move it to the front of your mat. Not sure if you'll want it again in the immediate future, but that's a good place to have it. And tuck the right toe, lift the knee off the ground, send the left foot back into downward facing dog. And let's come forward again into plank. Go through our vinyasa, lower down, sweep it up. Flip the toes, back into down dog. And let's come back into plank. We're going to come into a revolving plank. So bring your left hand to the center, pivot on the toes, release your right arm up to a side plank, Vasisthasana. Options here, maybe leg up. Let's revolve. Sweep back to the front, right hand replaces the left. Sweep off to the other side. And come back to center. Let's come down onto your forearms into elbow plank. And going into revolving elbow plank, bring your left elbow to the center, pivot on the toes. Releasing up again, option to raise the leg. And let's revolve back to the center, go off to the other side. And back to center, full elbow plank. Taking a couple of breaths here. One straight line from your head to your heels. And release, bring the hips back, push back into dolphin. So dolphin, you're still on your forearms. And then drop down to the knees and push back into child's pose. Stretch it out. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then come back to all fours, tuck the toes back into downward facing dog. Let's raise the right leg up. Bring the right foot forward, place it in between your hands. And left foot is going to plant flat in the ground. Bring it up into warrior one. Inhale up, exhale into warrior two. Reach forward. Flip the right palm up, left hand slides down the back of your leg into peaceful warrior. And inhale up, back into warrior two. Reach forward again, straighten out the right leg, coming down into triangle. Shift your weight to your right foot. Right hand is going to reach out, find the block, blanket, mat. Bring it into half moon, Chandrasana. Let's bring both hands down, both feet down. And let's walk your hands off towards your right foot. Stretch out the right hamstring, back to center, off to your left, and back to center. Let's pull the arms up, bring the hips down, moving into chair, Uttanasana. And inhale all the way up, swan dive out, exhale down. Inhale up to a flat back, exhale down. And let's hop or walk back into plank. Lower down to chaturanga, pull it up, into up dog. Toes back into downward facing dog. And push back again, big stretch, the backs of the legs. Let's raise the left leg up, bring the left foot forward, place it in between your hands, right foot plants, flatten the ground, up into warrior one. Inhale up, exhale into warrior two. Shoulders are back, palms are down. Reach forward, lift the left palm up, right hand slides down the back of your leg. And inhale up, back into warrior two. Reach forward again, straighten out the left leg. Slide the hand down, back to Trikonasana on this side. Good stretch for the left inner thigh. And shift your weight to your left foot. Left hand reaches out, finding a block, mat, blanket, towel, what have you. And release down into standing forefoot. Again, let's walk your hands off to the right foot. Stretch out the right hamstring. Back to center. Off to the left. And back to center. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale down. Let's hop or walk back into plank. Lower down to chaturanga. Up into up dog. Flip the toes. Back into downward facing dog. And let's again raise the right leg up, right foot forward in between your hands, left foot plants, flatten the ground. Back into warrior one. We're going to come into a similar sequence that we just did, only we're going to end up this time in bird of paradise. So from here, inhale up, exhale into warrior two. Reach forward, flip the right palm up, left hand slides down the back of your leg. And inhale up, exhale back into warrior two. Reach forward, all the way forward. Bring your right elbow to your right knee. Hip coming into extended side angle. From here, we're going to drop down a little further. So right hand finds the mat, drop the hips down. So you may need to slide that left foot out a little bit to get the hips lower. And then here are the options. So left arm can come over the back. Right hand can come underneath, make the connection. And then from here, we're going to bring your left foot in. Shift your weight to your left foot, and then slowly stand up. So we're stretching out the left leg, rolling the shoulders back, stretch out the right leg. Release. Let's bring it back to mountain. At the front of your mat, inhale all the way up, and pull up, swan dive out, exhale down. Inhale up to a flat back, exhale down, hop or walk, back into plank. Lower down to chaturanga, up into up dog. Flip the toes back into down dog. And let's try the other side. So left leg reaches up. Left knee comes forward. Place the foot in between your hands. Right foot plants. Back into Virabhadrasana Eka, warrior one. Inhale up into warrior two. Reach forward. Left palm flips up. Slide the right hand down the back of your leg. And inhale up. back into warrior two. From here, shifting forward again, left elbow to the left knee. So from your right hand to your right foot, if you can see it, that wants to be a pretty much straight line. Let's drop down, left hand down to the mat. Stretch out again, right hand to right foot, still a straight line. And then right hand is going to come over the back. Left hand is going to come underneath, make the connection. Right foot comes in. Slowly stand up. And release. And let's bring the feet about hip distance apart. How'd we do with that one? Bring the shoulders up and around. And again, inhale up. And around. Let's bring the arms all the way up. And pull up. Exhale off to your right into windshield wipers. Inhale up. Exhale off to the left. And inhale up. Let's exhale back. And inhale up. Pull all the way up. Open up the arms. Feet are maybe a little bit more of a hip distance apart. Inhale up and exhale down into moonflowers. So we're stretching through the chest, stretching through the hip area. Inhale up. Exhale down. And let's bring the hands to heart center. And let's come all the way down. So we're coming all the way down into prayer squat. So for more stability here, you can take your elbows and just push them into the insides of your knees. For a little more stability. And then place the hands on the mat, hop the feet in. And we're going to bring it into Bakasana, crane. So from here, we place the hands flat in the mat. And we're going to lift up the hips, shift the weight forward, clamp the knees under your triceps, or even almost into your armpits, shifting the weight forward. And then if you're at the front of your mat, as always, you can maybe jump back into plank, looking a little bit in front of you. Otherwise, walk back or down to chaturanga, up into up dog. Flip the toes and come back into downward facing dog. Let's again come forward into plank or down. Down. Let's come all the way down. And let's bring the arms by your sides. This one's for Nita. Let's inhale up, coming up into flight. Shoulders rolling back. See if you can bring everything up a little higher into a locust. Come down. And bring the feet up behind you. Reach back, finding your feet if you can. Pull it up into bow, Dhanurasana. Release. Release the feet. Let's push up and back into child's pose. Stretch it out. Taking a couple of breaths in child's pose. And let's pull it up to all fours, hands and knees. And let's take your left hand, feet underneath your right armpit. Bring the head all the way down, coming into twisted cat. So twist here. Lifting up, back, other hand underneath. And release, push back up. And let's tuck the toes, pull the hips back into downward facing dog. And come forward into plank. Lower down. down, sweep it up, flip the toes, back into down dog. And right leg is going to raise up. Right foot, bring it all the way forward. Left foot plants, flat in the ground. Bring it up. Back into warrior one. From here, shift your weight up to your right foot. Hands are going to clasp together. And we're going to come right up into tree. So your left foot can be way down here, just below the knee or above the knee. Stretching up. Let's take that left ankle, bring it on to the right knee, bend the right knee, bring the hands down into prayer, coming into standing pigeon. Some good stretches for the glutes here. We'll straighten up the back, lift that left leg, bring it to the back into a variation of warrior three. Let's drop the hands down to the mat into a three-point balance. And then either hold it here or you can bring it into a one-legged balance. So to get there, your right hand is going to come closer to the foot, left hand to the ankle, head comes down, and bring that left leg up as high as you can get it. Maybe even both hands on the ankle. Let's walk it back out to a three-point balance. Bring the left foot down and release all the way up into mountain. Inhale up, swan dive out, exhale all the way down. Inhale up to a flat back, exhale down. Let's hop or walk back into plank. Down, sweep it up. Flip the toes, go back into downward facing dog. As always, pushing the hips back, stretching out the hamstrings, and let's raise the left leg up. Left foot comes forward, right foot is going to plant, bring it up, into warrior. Taking an extra breath here, pausing. Shift your weight to your left foot. Hands come into a high prayer. Right foot is going to come up. Reach down as you need to adjust. So it's almost like our lives have been on hold into a pause with this coronavirus. In some ways, that's a good thing. Give everybody a chance to slow down a little bit. Let's lower the hands. Take that right ankle, bring it onto the left knee. Down into prayer, to standing pigeon. Straighten up, release that right leg, bring it to the back. To a variation of warrior three. Drop the hands. And then either hold it here or tighten up. So left hand closer to the foot and right hand on the ankle, head comes down. Stretch up that left leg. And again, option, maybe both hands are on the ankle. Let's bring it back out to a three-point balance. Bring the right foot back down. And let's sweep the arms up. Bring the hips down. Coming into chair, Utkatasana. And let's come a little bit lower. A little bit lower, 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 lower still. And we're going to drop and bring it right down into boat. So we're coming lower and lower and lower. Drop the hips, sweep the arms up, around, and into boat. Lower down into long boat, up into boat. Drop the feet. All the way forward into seated fourfold. And this is where we're going to take our blanket, towel, and we're going to place it behind us. And in fact, we're going to sit on it. So I'm going to turn and face you since it's a little easier, I think, for you to follow. So sit on your blanket. Should bring you up, hopefully just a little bit, inch or two, maybe more, it's fine. And let's inhale all the way up. Exhale forward. And slide up. From here, we're going to come into Firefly, Titibhasana. So we're going to bring the feet in, and you're going to want the feet to be about a foot. Your heels will be about a foot or so from your hips, or from the blanket if you're sitting on one. And then from here, shift forward into a froggy squat pose. So it's just like we're going to go into Bakasana crane, like remember we did before. Only we're not going to do that. From here, we're going to stretch out the legs. So we're folded in half, stretching out. And one at a time, we're going to take each hand and going to take that arm and bring it underneath. Try to get the shoulder as close as you can to your underside of your knee. And then the other hand underneath. And then we're going to shift your weight so that you're kind of on the balls of your feet. Take your hands, place them underneath your feet. And as we start to lower the hips, you're going to start to be able to shift back, just kind of tilting everything back. The feet slide out in front, and we'll bring it up into Firefly. Release, come down onto your blanket, and bring the legs out in front. Kind of fun. Let's inhale all the way up, exhale forward. That's a fun one that you can practice if you're sitting at home watching TV or something. Inhale up, and again, exhale forward. So let's keep that blanket underneath your hips. And take your left foot, bring it off to the side. Bring your right foot all the way in. And then lift up your left foot. We're going to bring it over, and then all the way over to the other side. And we're going to bring it into Gomukhasana of a cow face pose. So to get there, we're going to want to have our knees stacked. So my knees are not stacked. To get there, you might want to just kind of walk the hands out in front, slide that knee in, and then walk back. And if you've come off of your blanket, that's fine. That means you don't need it. It means you're anthropologically advanced. I don't really know if it means that, but it might. And take your right hand, bring it up, left hand up and over, and make the connections. This is the cow face pose. So really good hip opener. This is one of the best. Stretch up through the spine. Let's release. Slide both legs out in front. And again, inhale all the way up. Exhale forward. And try on the other side. Bring that foot just off to the side just to get it out of the way as you bring your left foot in. And then right leg is going to reach up, come over, and again all the way over. And again, if you need help with this, just lift up, walk forward, slide the knee in, and then walk your hands back. Left hand up, right hand over. And another good hip opener. Let's unravel the legs, release your blanket, and stretch both feet out so they're up at the front of your mat. And let's inhale, come all the way up. Exhale forward. Sliding up, let's bring your feet in again, just like we did at the very beginning of the session. We're going to grab a hold of the feet, stretch up into butterfly. So you want to be trying to consciously move your knees down. You can even release, try to do that if you want to get some good stretches here. And then grab a hold of both of your big toes, tilt back so you're on your sits bones. Stretch out the legs, pull up through the spine. And then pull in so you're bending your knees. Make sure that the space is clear behind you, and we're just going to roll right back into happy baby. Like that. And maybe rock from side to side. So your back. And back. Give yourself a much needed back massage. From happy baby, let's release the feet, stretch the legs all the way up. Open up the legs. Back up. And bring your right leg down. Bring your arms out to both sides. Bring that left leg all the way off to your right. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, down. And other leg is going to come up. Goes off to the opposite side. And all the way back up. Let's bend both knees, bring the knees into your chest, wrap your arms around or underneath the knees, rock from side to side. Push your back into the mat. Come back to center. Let's hold the left knee in, extend the right leg out. Change legs. Other knee in, other leg out. Both knees in, stretch both legs straight up. Get a good stretch here, and then slowly start to lower down. So we're lowering and lowering and lowering. And then release, bring the heels all the way down. Release the body into the mat. Coming into our final Shavasana. Closing your eyes. Releasing the body. Being aware of the breathing, slowing down. The heart rate slowing down. Being aware of all the sounds around you, sounds of life. And slowly rolling off to your right side into fetal position. And as we continue our yoga practice, we focus our mind, our body, and our spirit all together. And perhaps this will bring you at least a spot of inspiration into your life. We all need inspiration to keep us going, something that will inspire us to do better, to do more, to do different things. So may this be the inspiration for you. And then push straight up into a seated position, stretching up through the spine, rolling the shoulders up and around. And just rolling the head around, stretching out the neck. All the way back. Coming back to center. And let's bring it into one big breath to conclude our practice today. Take a great big inhale. Fill the arms all the way up. Exhale all the way down to heart center. And one more time. Inhale, fill the lungs all the way up. Exhale, emptying the lungs. Coming back to heart center and namaste.